Yes. Okay, rewind. Started too early. Okay. We're coming through, I think, nice and clear, perhaps a little in your face from time to time. Welcome, greetings, salutations, fellow Lens Radiants, High Council, and all of those beyond. That's you. To the latest installment, grand old good times of shenanigans and mind blowing revelations in this community. Man, I can't just put things together right now. I'm so sorry, everybody. Evony TK Arts, the R5 Life. Yes, we are back to the original title. Evony TK Arts, the R5 Life with Leto. I am Leto the second. R5 of the Landsrad server. Night used to be 1964. Now we are on 1834, and you guessed it, Ebony, the King's Return. Forgive me if I'm sounding a little strange, stranger than usual, if you will, because my voice is just a little hoarse. It's coming back better now, but I couldn't talk this morning. It was pretty wild. Maybe it was because I hadn't talked in a few days or something, or not a whole lot. And by the way, that's a good segue into. Sorry, I wasn't getting to updating some of the previous videos, those juggernauts of videos, as far as the time I spent talking about our latest event or our last event, which was, and let's pick a better screen here, the um, fireworks festival. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. I I had put in the description, chapters coming soon, and I could not get back to it. I'm so sorry about that. I I got these bouts sometimes, if you will, of just extreme fatigue, like not even being able to click to click on things. I barely played last event, and I couldn't even bring myself to get onto the channel and update the description with chapters on those last two videos, one being at 2 hours and one being just around 3 hours or so. 5 hours of good stuff. That was, it takes some commitment to get through that. And I appreciate it and love y'all. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love. Thanks for helping bring me through onto the other side more and more as far as that tough time I was experiencing as of late. And I guess they just kind of, you know, piggybacked on each other into this. Just, you ever get on WebMD, no plug there. We all know it. You get on the Googles and you look up symptoms because you got nothing else to do. And you search symptoms. What happens when you've got, extreme fatigue, lasts a long time, sleep 22 hours of the day, you know, so on and so forth. Just whatever it is, you got aches here, and you're 43 like me, almost 44, and um, everything sucks. No, everything just seems a little bit tough. Well, you get on there and you search all the symptoms, and guess what? You got everything under the sun. You're dying. Well, as soon as we're all born, we start dying. Did you know that? That's kind of a grim sort of way of looking at things. But hey, it's kind of, I don't know, the truth, if you will. As soon as we're born, we start dying. It just matters how one lives. I'm not going to go any sort of philosophy there or anything. Sorry, I digress. Yeah, per usual, but yes, looked up all these symptoms, was feeling like garbage. Just, man, I didn't know when or if I was going to come back to this stuff here. And, I was going to come back eventually, but I found out every symptom I was putting in there. I've got everything under the sun, right? You self-diagnose if you can. Uh, you know, afford to go see the doctor if you've got insurance. You're fortunate enough to have that. They probably tell you, you're just tired, or really bored, and you gotta, kick it into gear, if you will. Anyways, that's why I couldn't get back to those videos and update them for you. Thank you to everyone that did power through and commit to all the good stuff that was in there, and maybe not so good stuff. Um, uh, uh, Share if you ever see anything, you're like, whoa, hey, this is cool. You can put some, chapters in there yourself too, just to say, yo, what's up? But I know that seeing that much time on a particular video can be like, you know what, just can't do that right now. Can't commit to that much time. So things can get lost in the sheer magnitude of how much I'm going over, because I'm crazy about this and passionate about it, and there's so much to dig into. That's what I want to do with this video today. Holy cow, few minutes in already, and I am going on and on about stuff that perhaps does not matter the most right now. But I've got myself an agenda. All right, an agenda. Everyone, to kind of stay on track. And I think I've recorded or put notes down as far as everything I want to touch on. Title of this video, I'm pretty sure it's going to, a real cryptic and ominous title. It's like, ooh, 2026 Heavenly Fire event on the horizon? Yes. I think, based on some digging into, as you can see here in my notes, that we are on the cusp, that it is upon us. We are in the 11th hour. It's 2 minutes to midnight, as far as that not being, a really awesome Iron Maiden song, but uh, the next huge special grand event that we have been experiencing every quarter, right? Yes, we all know our last one, perhaps. If you don't, if you didn't remember, skadoosh. All right. Last event was the 2026 Triumphal Celebration, where we experienced the whole grand skadoosh of these particular events, which offer a brand new, general that is cream of the crop, top of the line for a particular troop type. This one being Presley O'Bannon. He was American, but O'Bannon, Irish or Scottish. But him and his counterpart, if you will, I call them, like assistant generals, because unless you can afford to, awaken, the general that comes with them to complete their particular covenant, right, 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 yeah, Rindarno, they will be a part of the event too, all right, and way back when, before that, we experienced Starry Pilgrimage 2026. And then right at the end of the year was the ninth anniversary celebration. Anywho, it seems that we are on a particular path, a particular schedule, if you will, when it comes to these very special grand events. Okay? And the next one, according to my extensive research and Blito rabbit hole, MO, modus operandi, the operandi, uh, the next in line would be Heavenly Fire. Because it seems, since after the ninth anniversary celebration, we had another Starry Pilgrimage, which we had before with where my moose here dates. Let's talk about them here in a second. Uh, um, Here in this particular event, we had Hermes and we had Artemis as the two new, top of the line, cream of the crop, best in the game mounted troop. And then in 2026, this particular date, February 27th, we had, you know who we had. We had Tria and we had Rostam, and I recorded some fun stuff as far as that. Go back and check those out again. You can see what we're going to talk about as far as this being the potential 2026 Heavenly Fire event on the way. Mhm. And I've got some suggestions, tips, pointers, if you will, as far as if and when it comes, because they can't just do that to us. They can't throw out another triumphal celebration, another Starry Pilgrimage, and then not give us another heavenly fire, which last heavenly fire gave us Hatshepsut and Ahmos the Thirst. Yes. All right. Those two generals were who we experienced. And like I said, we're next in line to get our next dynamic duo as far as the new ranged the new ranged generals go. We had siege, last one, mounted before that, ground before that, and that was at the end of the year, new year 25-26, uh, um, ninth anniversary. We are going into the Starry Pilgrimage very soon. I'm maybe 75% certain it's going to happen starting this Friday, based on my research. But we could be a couple of weeks away from it too. We'll look at these dates more closely here. Um, but it's time for the range. I'm excited to see who is there, what there is going to be available. In my last videos, I was really going on and on about our packages that are now offered in the game, as far as them being significantly increased as far as your return on your investment, and that has continued beyond. Oh shit, it's at 10:04. Beyond the last event. Um, and that's really encouraging to see. All of the percentages that used to be down in the 80s on some of the event packages are now all, I have not seen any below. Well, I think I could find one if I really dug into it, but most of them, if not all of them, have now been increased to, up over 100%. This one in particular, this All-Star Battlefield deal, which happens after a big event, you'll see this package, Battle of Challenge or something like that. And this one used to be down below in the 80s, maybe in the 90s, and now we are up above 108,000%. And I was quite curious with this particular package whenever it was offered. It was never appealing to me, because you only have double coupons for these few days. Once you only get 5 of them, so I don't want to really throw down any hundred skis, any big Benjamins, or large deposits of cash, to just use double coupons on something that I could wait until the big event to use triple coupons on a much, much better pack. But hey, you do you. These packages have something that, oh shit. Okay, I am rallying that. They have something that uh, you might need. So go check them out now, of course, because they are better. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's go back into this. We get off the world map, so we don't have that Muzak going on there. Okay. I want to go over this schedule that I made at notes documentation. Let's put something pretty here. Yeah, he's looking good. See. Um, Thanks for the love and support. Sorry about the lack of chapters. Apologize about that. Let you all know. Don't want to get too much more mushy on that. All right, but let's look at the dates, okay? Where are we now? It is August 12th. Summer has ended for my kiddos. Yes, and my son, who is the youngest, he started kindergarten today, so none of the kids are home now. Oh my goodness, no more shushing and hey, drink water and wash your hands. Although, that's been a staple as far as our channel goes. It's great to kind of have the freedom to record without any interruptions. Hopefully, knock on wood. There's no real wood on anywhere. It's too expensive. Okay, but let's take a look at the dates. It's August 12th. When was the last time we had the Heavenly Fire? Well, 2025, of course. And on the particular date that it started, August 22nd, give or take 1 or 2 days. I am pulling this from Evony's official website as far as their calendar goes. You can go to your internets, your search engine of choice, and you can, what I type in is Evony Event Calendar. And when you pull up the Evony Event Calendar, it's going to give you 5 pages that you can go through as far as the most recent events, one after another. It's not always a special event. Sometimes it's a particular thing going on within the special event, like the historic city or the famous city that's available. If there's a glorious attire that is part of it, but that's one of the titles of the event too. It's a glorious attire event, technically. And then they talk about they'll have in the mix of all these past events is what is it? The limited recruit generals that are available, and they always usually have a few to do with the generals within the covenants of the newest generals. Does that make sense? Presley O'Bannon, you need a couple of generals for him. The limited recruit will have one or two of the, well, won't have all three because, Irene is somewhere else. Um, uh, Anyways, I don't need to go into that. But like I said, you can go check out those events, and you only get 5 pages to go through. You can type in keywords, all right, entering keywords in the latest events, and you can do some more digging from there to find each of these particular ones. All right, Heavenly Fire for some reason was the most difficult to find as opposed to Triumphal Celebration and or Starry Pilgrimage. Whatevskis, but I dug in there. I looked because I'm committed. I'm a hound dog, a bulldog, if you will. I want to know. I must know, because as we play this game more and more, perhaps, and in being a part of this community, I'm helping out with Vikings for my alliance right now, and helping, and particularly perhaps adopting some of the methods that we're sharing or that I'm sharing with you. We're all about saving things up. And what I really wanted to encourage and suggest, I didn't miss anything, with this particular event looming on the horizon, all right, is things to save because they will help you in this special event. There's always an element of gaining experience to climb up this scale of treasure chests. And at the end, there's a ranking which can qualify you for some really sweet stuff. All right. So 2025, August 22nd, that was the last Heavenly Fire. We are due. We will start this next event, whatever it is, okay, on August 14th. Today's the 12th, tomorrow's the 13th, and Friday's the 14th. Friday the 14th. Not quite. All right. And it could be. All right. And if it's not, I'm pretty sure, 95% certain that if it's not next event, it will be the one after, because we will be just past August 22nd. Sorry about that. And in the beginning of September. And I don't see, as far as these dates go, boop, 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 it going any longer than that. Reason why I think it might not be next time, or there's a possibility it is not next event, because of our triumphal celebrations. Now, our calendar years change all the time as far as the holidays and where they fall, and there's always these buffer events in between big holidays. Our last one being Independence Day. All right, and it's a big holiday for America. All right, but it's not necessarily this huge extravagant event. Okay, but we had that. We had the Alliance Carnival after that, or the one after that, because the next one was Glorious Attire. Okay, you'll see Triumphal Celebration, big event, another event after it, and then you'll see a Glorious Attire. That might not be right as far as the sequence goes, and then after that we had the Alliance Carnival, and then our last event, the Fireworks Festival. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. That's here we go. It is May. Let's see here. Shit. I'm sorry. Starry Pilgrimage, February 27th. Triumphal Celebration, June 5th. So February, March, April, May, and the beginning of June. It's technically so February, then the whole month of March. All right. Then April, then May, all of May, and then right there at the beginning of June. So it's not even June, it's 3 months. That's what we're looking at. All right, let's look at the Heavenly Fire. August 22nd, all right, was when we had it before scans. All right, and our last event being 2026 on June 5th. So all of June, July, and then all of August. Okay. So we would need to get through the next event, and then the one after that would be Heavenly Fire. I know it would be for certain because then we would have that 3 month gap betwixt the big events. All right, and um, uh, it would be right around the same time. Okay, Heavenly Fire, August 22nd, August 14th. The more I look at this and consider it and count the months and the days, no holidays coming up. Labor Day, that would be the beginning of September, anyways. Nothing in August. We're getting close to Halloween. We don't want to but we don't want to get too close to a significant event like Halloween because that one's pretty big. We're going to see the pumpkin monsters again. All right. And uh, I would think that there is going to be a good month in between a significant holiday like that because we need the glorious attire. I'm going on and on too much. Get on with the business, okay? I'm planning on keeping this under an hour, so I'm planning on keeping this going an hour. Okay, and I've already gone on too long, even with my agenda. Stay focused, yeah. All right. So, do I have anything? I barely, what do you call it? Barely stinking rallying. I'm sorry, but because I've got a few bookmarks, I want to use them. Look at the dates again. My gosh, here we go. We determined the time frame as far as Heavenly Fire. We're not fully 3 months past Triumphal Celebration, even though it kind of seems a lifetime ago. Okay, what I could do is look at the Glorious Attire event after the Starry Pilgrimage and then count how many events or months from there it was till Triumphal Celebration, and that might give us a better idea. Why? Because we have the Glorious Attire event for the newest assistant general, always a month or 2 weeks. The event after the event for the newest assistant general, that Glorious Attire, and then it's been around the same amount of time, okay, for the next one. Significant. I'm not going to. You can if you want. I told you where to go look. But Triumphal Celebration here, this is telling me that there is a good 3 month period that we're going to experience between these two big events, or each quarterly event. 3 months would be a quarter of the year anyways. 2025 Triumphal Celebration with Romulus and you know what I'm saying? Romulus and Hercilia, we might as well win in the Landsrad. Let's go ahead and pull up those beautiful people, the beautiful generals. All right. That was on May 16th, according to the event calendar. And then we see a gap as far as when we had this year's Triumphal Celebration. June 5th, almost a month, right? So May 16th, we've got 2 weeks, 2 weeks. From then, boom, we started the Triumphal Celebration there. Okay. What would that be as far as May being? So May being the 5th month, and this is the middle. Triumphal Celebration is the middle of May. So we're in the middle of August, hasn't been 3 months, so we could have the Heavenly Fire starting on Friday. You heard it here first. All right, a billion times already. So this gives me reason to believe that it might not be the next event, but it could be the one after. I hope it's this next coming event. Okay. And then if we go back previous to that, 2025 Starry Pilgrimage, which I mentioned earlier, here's where we're kind of date for date. February 21st, all right, 2025, that's pretty much right around when I started playing this, just after it. I didn't experience this. I think I was 2 weeks after because I came in at the Glorious Tire of Hermes, and that's where I got my avatar and general skin for Hermes. I had no idea what I was doing, what this game was or playing, but beginning of April is when I started playing. February, no, beginning of March, yeah, fuck it. Then 2026 Starry Pilgrimage was February 27th. That is damn near right on the month. Okay. So, right on the month. January, February, just before the new year, we're looking at 2.5 to 3 months between these events. And that puts us in a very good spot for having the Heavenly Fire next. It seems like this Triumphal Celebration is going to be the only one that is kind of at that 3 months. If we think about when the new year is happening, we will want before the new year to have the next anniversary celebration. It'll be the 10th anniversary celebration. Of course, that's going to be on the same date every year because it's an anniversary or around the same date. These events start on Fridays. I don't have that one here, but August, we're in August, September, October, November, and we want it well before Christmas because that's a significant event, and we want it before the new year because that's a significant event. So I think at the beginning of December or at the end of November, we'll have the next anniversary. I forget when the anniversary actually is. That would be easy to look up as well as the event calendar. So you see what I did here as far as matching up the last three times or the last times last year's special events. That's my roundabout way to say, hey, Heavenly Fire on the way, on the horizon, looming, ominous. And that gives us reason to prepare ourselves. Yes, prepare. Like, what do you mean, Lito? Well, segue into the next portion here as far as my notes go. Okay. Items to save up if you want to. And I highly suggest you do because there is going to be, if you can remember, for these very significant special events, okay, there's going to be these two, there's going to be one main page for it that's got four different big things. A daily story, right? Where we go and check in and we get daily rewards, as you know, because the servers plug in all these items, whatever the special item is, to unlock the next story. And that always happens very easily. Plenty of us playing and dumping those items in that you get a certain amount of each day from killing these special monsters that are a part of the event. We had the Barbary Pirates last. We had the Serpopords for the last Heavenly Fire, and the Starry Pilgrimage. The Serpopords, and then we had some, flying bugs. Anyways, let's see here. 20. There is one of those events within the event where you earn experience to climb up in ranking, and depending on how you finish, you can qualify for the biggest and grandest prize of them all, either a temporary or permanent castle decoration. The previous video where I unlocked that, we unlocked the Marine Fame quest. All right, and I finished in the top 100 to get the temporary castle decoration of Presley O'Bannon's. It's that cool naval ship field. You don't want to see it. You don't need to see it, right? Okay, maybe we do. Let's go to decorate here. We want to go to castle. It's going to be not activity. It's going to be collection, probably. We don't do own. We don't have it. Some of them Triumph base, right? This one. Okay. So whatever the next castle decoration is, last time it was Thebes. Yes, believe so, for the Heavenly Fire. And that, okay, is going to be a part of this. And if you save up these items, which I am suggesting, okay, you will earn yourself more experience to rank higher, or at least open more chests, because there's a lot of good stuff in these chests. As always, the best way to increase your ranking or your score experience in this portion of the event, whatever it's called, is purchasing packages, right? Yes. But you can help yourself, perhaps, if you have been doing the Leto way and saving up these rarer items, more valuable items, okay? Like what? One of them, ruby necklaces. If you're like me, maybe you don't save these as much because we want to level up those champions as much as possible. But today I started to save, okay, and I plan on probably acquiring some more ruby necklaces throughout the next event to to use on my champions to gain more experience. They are one of the most valuable ways to gain experience besides gems. Far less valuable than purchasing packages or gems. All right, but nevertheless, they will get you a fair amount. I don't even remember, maybe maybe 600 experience. I know the excellent dragon coins; those will get you 600 experience on there. And the nice thing about next event, hopefully, it being the heavenly fire. Why? Because like I have here, we are on schedule to get another super feeding event, and the super feeding event would be awesome to coincide with the heavenly fire because you're guaranteed dragon coins as a way to feed your dragon when the super feeding event is active. Otherwise, who knows when you get that option? Okay, who knows when you get that option? If it's not super feeding event, it's all random and you can refresh your recipes, but boy, oh boy, does that cost a lot of gems as you go on and on and on and on and on. Okay. So I think Evony is pretty radical and they'll hook us up, help us out with it being the super feeding event to do this since the excellent dragon coins can earn you more experience. All right. I always save my excellent dragon coins between or during the time that we don't have super feeding because you want those to help you get as many points for that event to redeem all the goodies that are in that event. That is my suggestion. Even if you get the option to feed excellent dragon coins to your dragon, like you saw here on the Dragon of Thebes, like I have, don't use them because you'll get a lot of points back on those, the most, thus being able to redeem more items, rewards from the super feeding event. So I see that as being a good thing to line up with Heavenly Fire. And the next event, regardless, not a word by the way, we will have super feeding. Unless Ebony totally sus on our journey, everybody drink. All right. And they postpone that because they've been throwing in a few events here. So, like I said, ruby necklaces, Solus's wishing pool. It's a great way to get 150 of them if you're lucky in the spin because 20 bucks will get you one coin, or maybe 20 bucks because that's 5,000 gems. Uh, will get you one of the coins to spin skis, and I always pick the ruby necklaces because they're one of the most valuable things to get. All right, leveling up your champions, it takes a long time, especially if you have a lot of champions. Thus, that might be a way to score 150 of them on top of whatever you've been saving, and that is quite a bit of experience for the Heavenly Fire event. Okay, excellent dragon coins, went over that. Art treasure scrolls, okay? Art treasure scrolls, not the chests. Not the chests. That's a very important, what do you call it? Very important distinction, all right, to make note of when thinking about gaining experience via these art treasure scrolls. Why? Well, it's not opening. Okay, it's not opening. Shit, I'm not doing any rallying here with that one. I'm just going to go ahead and throw some gathering out. Uh, it's not opening the chests. Okay, let's take a look at the inventory. Let's go down here. I think we can go to like special experience and we'll get there faster. La, 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 la. Come on, come on. Come. Well, here are the ding dang art treasure scrolls, which I have, been saving because I've opened the chests before to level up my shiz. I don't know why they don't have the chest there. We need to go down, doing so many improvements as far as the user interface and everything here. And I would really like Evany to give us like kind of a quick search in our inventory when it comes to these particular items. But yeah, you get used to where they are. All right. So art treasure scroll chest. You get experience not from opening these, but using them. Okay, that you really got to save up for, depending on your art treasure in your art hall. Okay, but the specific about art treasure scrolls is that you use, excuse me, the art treasure scrolls. So, were they up here? No, no, of course not. They're going to be below. The art treasure scrolls that I have, I recently upgraded a lot of mine, and I need to, or I want to, save up about to get to 30,000 or 31,000 before I open these again. So I more than likely won't get 20,000 art treasure scrolls from now and through the next event, thus not allowing me to upgrade my art treasure again. And the most recent one being this the Yasukani no Magatama, because I finally scored Toyotomi Hideyori. All right. Maybe I could have saved those, but I was too excited, you know. But that would have gotten me quite a bit of experience. But you've got to use these art treasure scrolls in order to gain the experience. And the only way to use them is by having enough to level up your art treasure. Maybe you're there. Maybe you're thinking about opening these things. Maybe you'll get the ones you need during that event, and you're welcome. That will happen. If you got them today or tomorrow, wait, my friends, to use them one more day in case it's the heavenly fire, so you can get, that's not it, as much experience from using the art treasure scrolls. Feel me? All right, love you, peace. Um, the next one, which I've never liked this language, if you will, but it is what these are technically called. This one, treasure boxes, you gain experience on this one from opening treasure boxes. Okay, what are treasure boxes? Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, maybe it's been unclear, but I will clarify it for all of us. This is specifically the civilization treasure boxes. It's not any other chests, all right? Because our items, there is only one in particular that is called a treasure box, specifically, literally a treasure box, okay? We have all of these, bulk of gold. These are treasure chests, right? Chests, not boxes. There is a distinction between the two, betwixt the two, and the language therein, all right? They are different. Any sort of resource box, all right, or celebration gift. See, these don't say treasure box. What is the one item that says treasure box? Yes, treasure box. It is this treasure box. Open to receive a random treasure fragment. Each item has the same chance to appear. You got 7 pieces of civilization treasure, okay? And they all have the same percentage of rolling in our delightful RNG. This one to gain experience for whatever special event, the next one being the Heavenly Fire, sorry about that, is going to be just opening them. All right. This one, I also don't want to open for a while because I'm going to need quite a bit, 6,000 or so for each treasure to be leveled up. And I don't have enough to even get close. I like to save up until I can guarantee myself at least a chance to get as much as I need to level these up. Thus, 7 times 6, 42, right? I need to save up for 42,000, and that's another 28,000 from where I am. And it's worth it to me. And who knows, maybe by the time we get to the 9th anniversary celebration, I'll be ready to do it. Irregardless, not a word, by the way, I will most likely wait depending on how far away we are. Reason being is I don't want to wait to get this extra 7.5% March size capacity on, I forgot what its name here, the Imperial Seal. I'm willing to forego the extra or easy free to play, if you will, experience during these events to benefit from the art treasure, the civilization treasure, not art treasure, civilization treasure right away. Make sense? All right. Even when you slay a bad guy, a Munchta. Let's see here. What was the last one that I got it? It was probably this one. Yep. They are treasure boxes from the enemy drops. Okay. All right. So there we go. That is another item on the agenda as far as what you can save up or wait to open. And big, huge shout out to at Zacko85 for commenting on one of my old videos as far as leveling up my civilization treasure, opening a whole bunch of them. They suggested and reminded me that, and then they also said that they like to wait until the next big event like Heavenly Fire, all right, to open those at a significant amount for the sake of getting experience. Cool? All right, all the other stuff. We've got our run of the mill, if you will. Well, that was a nice little rhyme, hot fire. Um, uh, Using 10 million of a resource will get you experience. I believe that's what it is or something. And this is going to coincide, or it should, with the resource consuming event, which is nice. All these things lining up for us to benefit the most from the stuff we want to do. All right. And we've been saving up the Leto way, right? Yes, saving up until we have everything we need to take care of each particular task. I love the resource as opposed to the speed ups because you use more resources than you use speed ups when you're doing things like training troops and doing construction, or at least I do, and you will be too once you get into the higher K38, 39, 40, and beyond. And beyond. Oh. All right. So I don't remember if the Blood of Ares are part of it. Maybe you do, but that will be a part of it. And we're also due for the next Trial of Nights. So that would be supreme as far as lining up with Heavenly Fire special event, using the items that we've been saving up, because the Trial of Nights gets you so many good rewards when you redeem them. Wait to use your Blood of Ares for the Trial of Nights. All right. Sorry about that. Or don't. You do you. I support you. Nice. That one's real close by. Oh shit. Did I mute this? Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. They highly suggest, but I support you in what you do with your Blood of Ares, but you will benefit the most and get more back on your investment when you use your Blood of Ares during the Trial of Nights event. Hands down, it's one of the best, if not the best, as far as my humble opinion goes, to redeem the best amount of rewards at the best price with the points you get back from using Blood of Ares. It's always a good time to do some recruiting in your tavern so that you can fill your Council of State, all right, with awakened generals, all right. So that is something that could be a part of it. Regardless, not a word by the way, it behooves you to wait to use your Blood of Ares because Trial of Nights will be there. All right. There are other things that go with the experience that you can earn here, but these are the ones that are the most valuable. Okay, when saving up and using large quantities and or opening large quantities. Cool. Some suggestions, tips, and tricks. All right. Oh yeah, killing monsters at a particular level and beyond gets a certain amount of points. But these are things that might get you to the next level of that ranking. And then you'll get to a point where it's pretty much strictly just purchasing packages or gems, basic gems as they call it, okay, to earn the most experience. Oh shit. Ooh. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. I highly suggest, I'm not going to go into these event quests. There's too much to talk about. Who knows what we're going to see? We're seeing a few new ones, but I want to talk about that main one as far as the ranking goes, okay? And we've touched on it. Wait to add your pink gems. If you are capitalizing on Evony's 5% bonus back, all right, when it comes to pink gem skis, Aim Club, Discord, Lucky, Monthly Card, Dragon Prize. I shouldn't even look at this. Okay, never mind. Let's see here. Sorry, I didn't mean to go through that link. If you go to your announcements and then you click on the few details, it'll say, hey, go here, and then you get a 5% recharge for your um, pink gem purchases. It's the best way to go, in my humble opinion. And they have extended time, the time period in which to recharge. Purchase pink gems, get 5% back. So the reason why I suggest waiting to add these then is because of the fireworks event. When you purchase a package, you get fireworks to use on a fireworks menu. It's always tucked into the bottom right corner. If you go back to either the Triumphal Celebration videos or the Starry Pilgrimage videos, you'll see on that particular page this share fireworks or fireworks. You click on it, and each day you share these fireworks, which gets you these little junior and senior fireworks chests. And then at the end, everybody that has shared fireworks, you get a percentage, a portion of this big pool of gems. Sorry about that. And you could potentially win gems for your server. When you buy pink gems and add them to your stash, okay, you will get fireworks with them. All right? I don't know if you knew that. You won't get them. You'll get them from purchasing any package, of course, but when you buy pink gems, which there's a 5% bonus back on them, so buy $100 worth of pink gems, you get $5 back. That adds up a lot, especially since they've been doing this month after month, even in the smallest amounts. You will get fireworks for buying the pink gems too, thus giving you more fireworks to share in the event, thus getting you a lot potentially of gems at the end of the event when they pay out all of the sharing. All right. You can look at the previous events to see exactly what I'm talking about. But if you've been playing this game for a while, you probably are familiar, or hopefully you are. If not, you're going to pay more attention to it the next time, very soon, hopefully, when we have the Heavenly Fire, so that you can capitalize on the share fireworks event. Okay? So you're going to get the 5% bonus back. And I talked about in a previous video how they're always doing an extra event on top of adding pink gems, like, hey, get into a raffle for all these items or another triple coupon, which, by the way, I won. I won that in the last event by adding pink gems to my stash. I happened to, during the last event, I saved it. During the last event, Desert Dragon Battle Prize, defensive, monthly card, unclaimed knights. Damn it. These are some other things that I did. Damn it. I didn't save it, but I did win, okay, the extra. You got to see it. This is what happens. Okay, I'm sorry. You got to see it. Triple down coupon. Thank you for participating in the Fireworks Festival reward event. Getting pink gems. You get 99 cents worth of them, and it puts you into a drawing, all right, to get another triple down coupon sent your way. Waiting to add pink gems to your stash, you can enter these events, which have been happening pretty much every event now, and that really goes a long way. Okay, it's for the event only, but you get 4 potentially during the events, and you could possibly get a 5th. Huge. A huge boon. I really want that the next time Caesar's skin comes around, because you know what we're going to do. We're going to do, we got to do it, right? All right, so there is that. Sharing fireworks, adding pink gems. Wait until we see what is offered. And that means paying attention to your announcements. Okay? What is next? What is next? We are getting close to the hour mark, and I don't want to go too far over because I don't want any chapters. I just want you to watch this, okay? All right. Potential extra coupons. That's what we just talked about there. What's in the King's Party? All right. If you've been waiting to invest a significant amount of your currency in this game, in your Evony journey, on your Evony journey, everybody drink twice. I said it twice. It's a good time. All right, especially getting to level 5 at least, because there's a new champion during these events. We got Nefertiti for the last Heavenly Fire. All right, we got here. I, I know this stuff, but I can't remember for the life of me. All right, Demeter for the last Starry Pilgrimage, Minerva for the last Triumphal, Nefertiti, of course, Simonetta for the 10th anniversary, Goshasp. All right, Anna Maria Porcil. Those are the newest champions to acquire during these big major events. If you are saving up $350 skis, yes, $350, you can get that new general or new champion. That is one of the best ways of getting these new champions and not having to wait for a lifetime for them to be available again, which they will eventually. You know, they're offered here and there, especially during the revelry festivals. Okay, but that is something that you have an opportunity to get. King's Party, the Civilization Conquest 2, and Triple Coupon, I'm assuming are going to be the same at level 4. All right, and that's a $200 investment. Okay, that's always a good thing to get if you can each event, because it is a really good way to spending a bunch of money on this can be, if you do it the right way, a good way to really beef up. But these Conquest 2, all right, civilization chests, which gets you the right side one of the 3 pieces of civilization equipment, all right, happens at level 4, and a triple coupon for $200. 150 more on top of that, total of 350 is going to get you the new champion. And then, of course, all the way up at the top, we know how much that costs now. General skin for the newest general will be there. That'll be the main prize, plus your other military strategies chest, and they might even introduce a new one of those. So much new stuff's coming. All right, and at level 9, you will get 20 packs of the newest card set. That is always a part, has been always a part of these big events. All right, so a new card set's on the way, and that reminds me and or makes me think that you should perhaps save up on your regular World Civ packages or card packs to open and then disassemble or demolish. Why? 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 Because, well, let's see, getting the composition tickets back will help you craft better versions of, all right, the newest card pack. All right, we want to go for these diamonds because those will unlock other prizes. Getting all gold, which you're going to need composition tickets for, will get you another rare card pack of the newest set, plus more buffs and everything. I'm due to do another card video. I'm excited, and that's why you see me holding on to a lot of these packs. I could have way more, but I'm going to hold on to these for a while to see what I can do with the composition tickets to craft higher quality. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. So that is another part of the new event. This new assistant general, you'll get the option of choosing some of the other rare generals. Last time we had Hercilia, Amos, Nicolo, and then of course Irene, and one more other. I think maybe you will probably see definitely Irene. You know, the latest and last special general. Rostam was in there. Okay, and you'll probably usually see the last events general. We had Hercilia, who was Romulus's counterpart in the last Triumphal Celebration. We had Irene in here, and then it went Rostam because they were the last one before it, and then before that it was Nicolo, who was you know what I mean. It will go in order back to no, not Nicolo, but Anyways, you know what I mean. You'll see them go backwards as far as the timeline goes. All right. So I've got a video on that on recruiting Rostam, and I've got a video on getting Irene and Nicolo because I scored 2 of those special optional chests during the last Triumphal Celebration. All right. So that's the next thing to be aware of potentially if we get Heavenly Fire on Friday. All right. There will be special monsters. They'll have special items to redeem. There's an event package with that one. I don't recommend it, but there's plenty of stuff to redeem, and you'll get a certain amount of those through the course of the event. And they'll have treasure chests to get back, which will help you spin for free that special assistant general, as I call it, event for the optional chest. Okay. And that is pretty much it as far as my tips, suggestions. It's what I am going to do from now until that event happens. And I've kind of been doing it, inadvertently, like I always do, because I'm always saving things up. All right. Between events and waiting for the right time to use them. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So, the last 2 things on my list that will end this video, and excellent information coming your way. Tips, suggestions, recommendations. All right, but I support you. You do you. Have fun. This is great. But beware the pitfalls. All right, when jumping headlong into the fray. I saw a new Facebook post today. If you happen to follow Evony's Facebook page, which has all kinds of special things coming your way, and whether or not you use Facebook, like I said, I support you. That's up to you. But there's a lot of free stuff there to get. They have a new post which talked about the new arena event coming soon. No idea what that is. An arena event. We've got the Kingdom Arena and the Glory Arena that we do during or around each event. I don't know if it's been every time now, but it does switch back and forth between server only and then server against server. That's what we have now. That one's called Kingdom Arena. All right. If you didn't know that, competition Kingdom Arena here. That is going server against server, so you'll only see players on the other server that you go against. But the Glory Arena, you will see only players on your server. Which troops do choreo? That set is for your wall general. It's got all the in-city attributes. All right, so new arena event. I don't know what it is. We'll see. But that's kind of cool and exciting. And that also bodes well for it being the next big event because things like this are introduced a lot of times during significant events. If we had a drinking game about using the word event, I don't think we'd be able to function. I mean, depending on what you're drinking, I'm just drinking a certain carbonated beverage, but holy cow, I like making drinking games. My wife and I do that a lot with just about everything. It's fun, but it's got to be the right thing. You can't do it about too many things because then it just gets out of hand. It's got to be very special, like when we say journey or hear it in a show. Everybody drink. These events, all right? And then last but not least, maybe new citizens of the Red Persuasion? Save up those tickets, please. What am I talking about? This is what will kind of go out with recruiting citizens. This system has been updated as far as the new citizen positions that there are. All right. Talked about this in previous videos before. But we have the addition of the rally spot citizens. Yes, and then each of our barracks, ground, workshop, siege, archer camp, archers, stables are mounted. These are new, extremely valuable, powerful citizens. All right. And if you click skis on them, if you click on them, and you level them up with fragments and these citizen medals, they will give you just tremendous perks and buffs. Oh my, look at this. When we get old recorder Jack in here, old Jackster, we're gonna be able to increase our march size capacity by 12,000 power level of 12,000. That is huge and amazing, and you want to be recruiting citizens as much as possible. You'll get one free recruitment every 24 hours, and if that's what you do, go for it. I highly, like, I support you. But if you're like me, who kind of holds on to 50,000 gems always, oh, not on assistant. Hold on. Factor in. You don't. He's he's an attacking general only, and his skills don't aren't active when defending. All right. So the reason why I'm saying, hey, save up on these recruitment tickets, please. All right, 10 at a time, because you can purchase 10 of them and they're each 5,000 gems. So that's 50,000 gems a day. All right, every 50, you're going to get your epic citizen, whether it's fragments or the citizen itself, and it will tell you what the chance details are, and they are slim as far as, excuse me, epic citizens go. All right, the citizen himself just under 1%, and then the epic citizen fragments, okay, at 5%, but you'll get epic proportions every 50. You're guaranteed that. Excuse me. All right. We could potentially see the newest and the rarest, as far as I'm concerned, and potentially these citizens will cost money only because they're so grand and epic. They'll be part of a special package or something. Maybe not citizen recruitment sale, but maybe they will be part of what do you call it? They'll be part of the event package. Okay. If you save them, maybe if you roll a bunch and to recruit with those tickets, please, you will have more opportunities to recruit these latest and greatest and most powerful citizens. They are red as far as their their citizen colors go. You got the white, the green, the blue, the purple, the yellow or gold, if you will. And then we have been introduced to, all right, these are the epics. We have been introduced to, sorry about all that tongue flapping, these red generals or citizens. These citizens are not available yet. When the citizen uh, uh, part of this game was updated with the new citizens, everybody drink citizens? No, it's too much. Sorry about that. In that announcement, which I'm not going to go search for, but I probably got it saved somewhere, it talked about how these particular citizens, whatever they're called, I don't know if they're beyond epic, like famous, historic, maybe. All right. See, it says probability 0%, 0%, because they're not available yet. If you look at the epics, 0.0134%, 0.1428%, small, all right, chance of getting these. You can see there are a lot of epics that I haven't even come close to getting yet. Like Ironworker Brute, I don't know. I don't know why. Anyway, these citizens, when and if they become available, next event potentially, you're going to want as many recruitment tickets, please, to possibly recruit them the regular way, unless they are only part of purchasing something, or perhaps they'll be part of the king's party. I see potentially them be part of the king's party. At a certain level, you unlock them, or potentially they'll be a part of the event package. All right, they're fragments and you got to buy enough to get them. I don't know. There are a lot of ways that these particular citizens that are so incredibly powerful, stamina recovery speed, and they buff attacking range troop and siege machine attacking HP. That's insane. Okay. Oh my goodness, attacking range and siege, attacking defense plus construction speed. Bartender, we just looked at that. Researcher, Austin, mounted troops attack and defense. All of the attack and persuasion are doctor, attacking ground, mounted troops attack and HP. I mean, it's fun and it's cool and exciting to look at what these citizens are going to offer. And if you'll see, they also have 0 out of 30. So they will have fragments that you will earn in whatever particular way we'll see. All right. They are going to be tremendously 22,000 march size capacity when plus all attacking troops attack. I can't wait. I've been waiting a long time. It's probably been over 6 months, around 6 months since, maybe 3 or 4 months since these new citizens were talked about or teased. And I wanted to talk about that here at the end because there is potential. Since we're seeing so much new stuff being released, packages being revamped, as far as your return on your investment, all this stuff, improvements, in my humble opinion, they could happen in the next special. Why not? Why not? It's the goodest time as any, if not the best time, to introduce something huge and awesome for that. All right? All right. So, that's it for this particular video. I've got some ideas coming up as far as what to record and share. Got a lot of blazons I've been saving, and I want to talk about my approach to blazons again. All right, especially since I've maxed out my soul set for my mounted, and I want to talk about, hey, this is how I approach it, and this is what I did, and it's painful, but it works eventually. I want to talk about cards. Eventually, I want to talk about the Wisdom Dome again. All right, the citizens, if they come available, there's new ones. I'll do a video on that. I've got a lot of ideas. I'm excited. But potentially the next Heavenly Fire event on the horizon, wherein last we saw for the Heavenly Fire was Hatshepsut. All right. And she's soon to be replaced, just like all of our other general types before her. All right. And Agmos the First. 2 new generals. Whenever that next Heavenly Fire event happens, I think you heard it here first. We're going to see that on Friday. But definitely think it'll be the event after that, depending, according to the schedule and timeline that I have looked into. So, thanks again, my friends, for tuning in, checking this out, hopefully learning something, getting excited about something. Share the good news, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Give me your thoughts on what we're going over here. Okay, good. My pants are hiking up on me, shorts, but it's not in the picture. I don't know why I said that. Too much information. Tell everybody in your alliance or whatever that this is on the way. No matter what, it's coming soon. It's exciting. Prepare yourselves, my friends. Prepare yourselves to go in there with the best opportunity to earn the most back on it, since there will be so much available and you've been saving up all your stuff to open and use. like the Leto way. Okay? The new general skin with them. All right. And thank you for your service at Chepset, but you're about to be replaced. Cool? So, that does it. Just over an hour. That's awesome. Feel good about posting this and not necessarily doing any chapters. You can watch it in bits and pieces. All right, while you're playing, because you're probably going to play, more than an hour when you log on to Evony next. Maybe, I don't know. You do you. I support you. I love you. Y'all are amazing. Like I said again, thanks for the love and support. I already said I love you, but I'm going to do it again. Why? Because that is how we finish these episodes with, and I love you. Peace. And don't forget the fart noise.